Good evening. This is Bushrod Webb, and I'm reading a wonderful biography of Eisenhower by Gene Edward Smith. It's the best one I've read about Eisenhower, and I found out I didn't know a lot about the man and what he stood for. And this has to do with our aphorism for today, that at the time of Project Overlord, the most uncertainty, the highest risk, the most fear of failure or success would rest on one day, and that was the Project Overlord in June 6, 1944. That was the time that was most uncertain, and that was the time that he felt most alive. And I want to use that aphorism today, which is when you are not sure, you are alive. It's by Graham Greene. Graham Greene was a great actor in movies like Dancing with the Wolves, and he is a Native American, and I've seen him on stage at Stratford in Canada doing wonderful plays. So that's the aphorism for today. When we are not sure, we are alive. When we are not sure, we are alive. That's talking to the idea that when things are uncertain, when things are risky, when things are painful, those are the times you remember as being really alive. When you were in sports and you don't remember the easy wins or the easy losses. You remember a few games where they were highly competitive and you didn't know to the last second who had won. You were alive during those times. Your first job, when you first got married and you worked through tough times, you didn't have enough money, you had jobs, and then you had a baby. These were times of really being alive, but they were also not sure times. There was a lot of uncertainty. And that's what this aphorism means. And that gives us the chance to know that when things aren't perfect, when they're really upsetting, when they're really wrong, those are the times you remember as being alive. So look at them when you're in them and say, this is a time I'm alive. It's not fun necessarily. It could be very painful. It could be very exciting. It could be any number of things. But in all of those cases, they have a common root, which is we are unsure. And when we are, we're alive. And you can go back in your life and name those times. Now, for you to deal with that today, you need to be able to look at where you are and say, well, how sure are things now? Maybe I want them a little more unsure because I want to be a little more alive. Maybe I want to take a little more risk. Maybe I want to do something a little different. Maybe then, when I'm not sure, I'll feel the most alive. I don't want the even keel things. Is that when you're alive? I'm not so sure. So I wish I knew the very best of uncertain moments, because then you'll know you're alive. And that's my aphorism for today. And now for Oscar Wilde. What do I want to do with Oscar Wilde? I got some things here that I really like. I like this one. Okay, here it is. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. What a great way to end this little session. Please have a nice evening. I bless you well. Good evening.